video, I want to go through the basic Excel commands that you can use to find descriptive statistics. You'll always have the option of going to data and choosing the analysis tools, which will give you all these information immediately. But sometimes you only want one item, and so this makes it a little bit easier. Okay. If you want the sum of these, I have a list here. If you want to know the sum of how much they add up to be, you can just use this formula here, equals sum. And what you do is basically, okay, I'm going to type this in so you just see the steps. I'm going to do equals the sum, and I get a whole bunch of choices here. I'm going to pick just the plain sum with parentheses, and then I take my mouse over here. I simply drag it over the top. You'll see dancing ants as you do it. It puts the information, the name of the cells, into the parentheses. Close the parentheses, press enter, and you have the cell. That's how I'm going to do all of these. So I'll do one more, and then I'll just show you the formulas. So the max, if I want to find the max, okay, I'll delete this one off and just start typing from scratch, equals max. Again, I'm going to pick the one that I want to use, and then I'm going to simply put my mouse on the first item and drag down, and that'll put the appropriate cell names in the cell. Press enter, and I've got my maximum. I'm going to do the same for the min. I will choose min for my function. I will do the same for the mean, except the function here is called average, A-V-E-R-A-G-E. And then you highlight the cells that you want to find the average for. The median can be found also by using the function median. The standard deviation can be found by using STDEV. You can also use, if I start this one from scratch, equals ST. You can also, this one is the one for the sample standard deviation of the sample. And this is for the population. This assumes the data you have is population. This assumes the data you have is a sample. Down here is the one available in earlier versions, and it assumes a sample. So I can use either one of these two. If I use this one in the same manner, I get the same answer. Now I can find the variance function by using the bar function. And notice the relationship between the standard deviation and the variance. The variance is nothing more than the square root, or excuse me, the standard deviation is nothing more than the square root of the variance. And I prove that here by finding the square root. Notice the formula I use for finding square root, equals SQRT. And then I just simply clicked on cell D8 to indicate that was the cell that I wanted to find the square root for. The range, there is no function for range, so the only way you can find range is to actually put an equal sign, the cell for the maximum, which happens to be D3, so I just clicked on D3, or you could type in 78, minus the cell for mean, and I don't want D5 here, I want D4, and then press enter, and I'll get the range of the data. If I want to count how many numbers, especially when there's a large number and I don't want to sit there and count, I can use the count function. Count, and again, I select the range of data, and it tells me how many pieces there are. Notice this is row 17, but I started at row 2, so the count is accurate at 16. Thank you for listening. I hope that you found this helpful in learning Excel.